open today's share by just being completely transparent and honest with you in whatever way that comes through for me now. So, right before I hopped on this an hour ago, I was hosting and recording a live SAR method session for women inside a Somatic Activated Healing membership that I run. So I've got women that have subscribed to do sessions with me. So I've got a fan on and it's blowing my hair in my face. They have subscribed to do sessions with me live, and there's some pre-recorded, all of the things. Today was scheduled for a live session. Today, no, that's probably not right. All week has been a little bit of a rough week for me, just personally on many different levels. And today it kind of all just like alchemized into an experiencing of just self that I just had a really hard time with. I was really, really just upset and I could not pull it together. And the time was kind of coming closer to have to like log on and go live and lead a session. And I contemplated, should I just cancel? Like these women are so beautiful, so graceful. I could very much say like, sorry guys, like I just can't do it today. And I just decided for myself, how hypocritical would that be of me to be inviting people into space to process their emotions? How would it even be reasonable? How would I even word it to say, sorry, I'm too emotional. I can't process emotions with you today. It doesn't work, right? And so I just decided, sorry, I'm just letting someone else in. I just decided to accept myself and to not demand myself to show up in any certain way and to lead through demonstrating that it's okay for us to be seen in whatever it is that we're experiencing when we cultivate soft space with clear intention. And so I logged on and there was only 2 women there. Thank goodness it wasn't a big group, which kind of straight away felt softer. Hello, I'm just sharing a little bit of just what I had just went through an hour ago. But it was 2 women that I've worked with for quite a while and we're quite close. And I just, as soon as I saw them, the tears went even more because I was like, oh God, they're going to hold me so beautifully. And I just was like ugly crying in front of these people. I just said, like, you have found me today in this moment really wobbly. I'm not okay. I'm really in it. I'm really going through it. And I haven't been able to pull myself out of it today. And I was full like snot crying. It was like, I'm not even going to language it. That's how it was. I was crying. There was snot coming out of my nose. It was like that. And I just showed up in front of these women and just said, like, I'm aware that the wounded parts of me are very activated right now, very triggered. I know what it's about. But I also know that I can come to this and I can invite just the goddess of kind of like transience and impermanence into my experience to show me that, you know, this too shall pass, that I can be with this energy, that I can move with this energy, and more than anything, that it's safe to show up in these containers and communities that we create with it, without kind of like pre-preparing ourselves in any certain way. And I'm sharing that only because I was worried that I was going to come in here and still cry. Be like, I've had the worst day and everything's just too much and whatever. But genuinely, I did that practice. And while nothing has changed in my reality, there's a clarity about me. There's a levity about me again. And so it sounds like the worst infomercial for SAR method. Like you're like, you don't have to sell us into this. We already like it. But truly, there's just a real power in seeing that when we trust the process of knowing, bring the practice into the moments that we need it most, and to know that often when we need it most is when it's going to look the messiest and the ugliest and the most awkward. And if we can give ourselves permission in our spaces to show up with all parts of us, what does that offer to the people that get to witness that within us? And what does that say genuinely about what it means to be a leader in this space? So I just want to offer to you, when you're in community, whether it's our beautiful SAR Sangha here, or whether it's community that you're cultivating, whether it's within your own friendship groups or your families, or at work, where could you give yourself permission to stop performing in whatever way you perform? I recognize and realize for myself, there is this kind of like performative aspect and element of me always kind of having this like just endless energy and capacity to tune in and kind of like hold the energy and hold my focus on other people, and to show that, like, no, sometimes I'm so within my own wounding and so kind of like hypnotized by my own hallucinations and the stories that I'm hooked into becomes part of the offering. It's the just like me in real time that's so needed and necessary. So I offer this up of myself to just show and share that this is a new way forward. We're creating a whole new paradigm for ourselves in this way and in this work, where we get to dissolve the idea of what it means to be the one leading, the one being in front, the one as the guide, the mentor, the teacher, the healer, and to give yourself full permission to relate to any part of you that you have judged as not ready, or maybe shameful, or maybe not healed, as being part of the reason that maybe you're not ready to be fully ready and in your power to let this method come through you. Any part of you that had felt like those aspects of you needed to be dealt with before you could be ready, to just consider whether that's part of the alchemy of what we're sharing too, whether our healing in real time is actually part of the offering. It's not super relatable to be looking and speaking to somebody who never seems to go through anything within themselves, So I offer that as a very long-winded offering to you to just say, please, for the love of God, let yourself and let all parts of you be seen and held and witnessed and included in everything that you do, in all ways. So that's my intro today. And so I ask of you all, how are you? How do I find each of you? And in a small space, I'd love to know, how you are. You can relate it to your study, your work, your assessment feedback, or any other aspect of your life that kind of feels like it needs a little bit of space to live and breathe and be witnessed right now. Anything that you've been pretending or denying or neutralizing that would feel good for you to say, like, this is real for me.